Have you ever used your Gelli Arts plate as a drawing board? Just about any drawing tool that isn't going to pierce your beautiful Gelli Arts plate is going to be suitable. And if as long as it's got a nice soft or gentle nib or tip, it's going to be fabulous. Some of these things could stain your Gelli plate. So if you like to keep her pristine, then this might not suit you, and I'll show you the kind of staining that I'm talking to at the end of this process. And it's usually certain colors that will do this, but I'm using alcohol markers. So I use some of my smooth markers on there, some other brands of alcohol markers. I'm also using some watercolor markers, so they will work very differently. The cool thing about watercolor and alcohol markers is they can't see each other. They don't react with each other. So you can layer up for different color effects. Remember that you're working from front to back with a Gelli plate. Just keep that in mind. I'm also using color sticks, which are a water-soluble crayon. You can try, there's lots of different brands, different types. I've got aqua pastels and color sticks. You can also use acrylic paint, as you know, but you can also use paint pens. Just draw straight on your Gelli plate. Try whatever you have on there. Just keep in mind some of the things, if they're an archival ink or they've got a lot of dye, they could stain, you know, if they're very vivid, they could stain the plate, but it will be still translucent. You can also, because it is clear, you can also trace right through it. So I'm just opening up a page from one of my books and just tracing this cute little figure just as an example to show you. So you can have some artwork that you've already done that you want to use in a different way. Or you might not feel that you want to just draw directly on here willy-nilly. You can use another image to draw from. And then, of course, because these gorgeous little Gelli Arts plates are clear, you can always flip them over and hold them over a colourful background just to give you an idea of what they're going to look like. Here's another example, and I've used the Jane Davenport Gelli Arts collaborative plate. I love this plate. It's a little bit thinner, which makes it easier to use in art journals. I've filled up all of the space with beautiful color, showing you the different materials and different types of pens. And fancy artistic shot. We're going to transfer all of that pretty color into a journal. I'm using a combination of matte medium and gesso. So I'm using my own matte medium and gesso, and a little tip. In case you get these two things mixed up, matte medium's the clear one, so it has a translucent little cap. Gesso is the one that dries white. That's got a white cap. Sometimes people get them mixed up, so I've just tried to make it a little bit easier. I quite often like to mix gesso and matte medium. Gesso has a grittiness to it that's really nice to draw on, to add watercolor to, etc. once this is all dry. And the matte medium actually it keeps it from getting too gritty and keeps a nice translucence to whatever it is that I'm doing. So I'm using a brayer to mix these two. It's not going to be a perfect mixture, of course. It's just going to be a loose mixture. Anything that's water soluble is going to bleed like this. Doesn't matter. Remember, we are working from front to back. So this will just end up looking like a tinted or stained background. So it'll have quite a nice effect. I'm going to flip my Gelli Arts plate, put it down into my journal. I'm using the Jane Davenport version, of course, and it's thinner, which makes it perfect for an art journal because it means I can do this. I can turn the page and keep working. I can also rub this red thing I have here is called a Baron. It's used in screen printing and mono printing to flatten out the paper, and it just helps me make sure I've got a perfect contact on the other side. Also, I can just keep working in the journal. I don't need to wait for this to dry before I can keep doing other art in it. So I have let this one dry overnight. And there's just something so magic about peeling back a Gelli Arts plate, just to see what print you're going to get, because you never really quite know. You might have an idea, and I'm usually pleasantly surprised. That doesn't always come off as near perfect as this. It's kind of luck of the draw, and you need to play with the paint. It can also have something to do with the humidity or the weather or whatever, just luck, drama, magic. But whatever happens, whatever marks you get are just fabulous. And what I love the most is that although it's very textured, visually textured, it's flat. This is a really flat print, so it's going to be fantastic for me to keep working on top of, to draw on, and to create other things. And I want to show you the type of staining that some art supplies can leave. So this is from the alcohol markers. This really, really bright pink has left a little bit of the stain. Some of it will come off as I keep using the gel plate, but some of it might stay. Now, how can I use this bright little print that I have? I am filming this particular section on the Cinque Terre. Probably didn't say that correctly. In Italy, yes, that was a Chanel pencil, thank you. And I'm doing a little bit of plein air sketching. I went there for an art retreat and the view was spectacular. Rather than use, the usual sketching paper, just plain white paper, which would make drawing a complex view like this much, much easier, I really felt moved to use this colorful page that I already had in my journal that I created, as you just saw. And I feel that the color encapsulates the way I felt about the view. I am by no means an accomplished urban sketcher, as you can see, but did I enjoy this process? Did I enjoy stepping out of my comfort zone? Oh, you betcha. I loved it. And I hope you feel inspired to use your Gelli Arts plate as a drawing board too.